Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another nerdy episode of Another Nerdy Talk Show where we talk nerd. What is this week? Excuse me. Week,
3 or 4?
5 into me not working. I just got furloughed yesterday. And apparently people are in Florida right now protesting to open up the state. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. I live by a phrase in my life that says everybody on the planet's a complete and total idiot. They either A, don't want to admit it, or B, they want to try and prove that wrong by making them doing something that'll make them look even more stupid. So I wrote a post online saying, let's see how this goes. Is it going to make things worse that they're all protesting without doing social distancing to open up Florida? Is something going to happen, or is something not going to happen? And I am begging that I am wrong.
Your mic keeps popping.
You are not making... Oh my gosh, why? Well, my microphone's being picked up here. I'm going to say that. It's probably because of other things. I don't know what to say. Better do it before this thing gets crazy. So I'll just get a little closer for that. So welcome to another nerdy episode of Another Nerdy Talk Show. I already said that. I'm here today with my usual assistants, the Concert Cruiser and Bright Idea.
Yes, and introducing my boyfriend living.
That's Cecil. Your audio kind of popped out a little bit. So yes, that's what's going on.
Cecil, not Cecil.
Cecil.
Or Strider.
Celery.
Like Strider sometimes.
Celery.
Vegetables.
Vegetables.
He sometimes makes fun of my name. He calls me Levy instead of Levy.
No, I was watching this video by Stevie T, who's this YouTube guitar player, and he was showing people how to write an Ed Sheeran song, and he was talking about how you have to look. It's like, and he was talking, you have to wear like a plain black shirt with a flannel coat over it, and he goes, dude. This is so vegetables.
What?
Or like he'll start, playing, a song. Goes, that is so tofu.
Oh my god! It's like
it was so. And here's the thing, though, he actually does mimic his sound perfectly. That's the thing. He has the sound down to a T. Like, say what you want about his cringy faces. Or how annoying he can be at times, but when he makes a valid point, he makes a valid point. My personal favorite though is when he showed people how to make a death metal song. But the best part of that video though was him trying to come up with a title for it, and he was coming up with like, I can hear an echo. Someone doesn't have headphones in.
Someone doesn't have headphones in?
I don't know.
Are you serious?
I mean, I don't have headphones in because, we have 2 people on this end, so maybe that's... Maybe if I put in the headphones and...
Share an earbud.
Earbuds, share it.
Here, they're right here.
Prevent it.
Ultimate echo.
I've been waiting a long time to use that soundbite. Here, and be glad, I thought Cruiser was going to be the one to use it on. Because remember, you used to have the echo problem.
How is that?
You look adorable together. You look adorable.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank
you. Well, actually, the technical term is adorkable, but it works.
Yes. Adorable,
but anyway,
I will stand.
But anyway, it was him trying to come up with titles for a death metal song while using death metal vocals. So he came up with stuff like, "You are being rude. You are being rude." Or something generic like, "I'll hit you with a hammer." But what does he come up with? What's the grand name of the song?
Please tell me.
Wipe your ass with sandpaper.
Wipe your ass with sandpaper. Do you have to say it like Batman?
and the lyrics were hysterical. It was like, bloody underpants, scabs, your underpants will never be the same.
Oh my god.
Again, say what you want about him and the cringy faces, but when he makes a valid point, it's funny.
I hear you. Cruiser.
What's this YouTuber name again?
Stevie T.
Stevie T.
DVT. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my personal. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on. I'm going to be shifting conversation. Just finish up what you need to say.
But another one, and Evan saw this, was he was reacting to a video of a female vocalist with huge personality.
Yeah.
and he's doing the joke where, you comment on everything but the obvious. Like, he actually green screens himself in, kind of shreds his solo over it. He's looking right down at her and goes, "These hardwood floors look incredible!"
When did you show me this? I don't remember this.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, it probably might have been a long time ago. That's basically me. I try and like not to go into the obvious of jokes.
And he's like, "Wow, these guys are pretty good. Can't wait for the greatest hits."
Oh.
And by the end, he goes like, "Well, nothing else for me to comment on, so I'll see you guys next video." And as he leaves, he goes, "Purchase are fucking huge."
All right, so I want to do a quick plug here. Last Thursday, my father was on a stream for celebrating the 20th anniversary of Men in Black Alien Attack. He was the document control guy there, I believe. I forgot the term. And they have like a 2-hour-long stream with him, David Cobb, the original project manager, and a bunch of other guys that were involved in there, just reuniting for celebrating 20 years of this ride. And it was a good time. He's actually there wearing my hat and has the ant set in the background. And
which is pretty cute. Actually.
Yeah, it is very adorable. And if you guys remember my dad coming in on that one Christmas episode, we had a lot of fun with him. So yeah, he was actually asking Annette. He was asking like, when was the last time Annette was on the show? And I'm like, I don't know, like 4 weeks ago.
It's been a while. Yeah, I think it was before April started, so yeah, like 3 weeks ago.
It was before the world burst into flames. So anyway, I'm going to be leaving a link in the chat room.
I came up here.
I'm going to be leaving a link in the chat room for you guys, just to if you guys are interested in the stream, it's really good. David Cobb's a nice guy. Very fun time. They have a lot of fun. It's a good time.
And I kept submitting a question because my beef with some of these rides that actually do this is my favorite type of shooting games are survival horror. And when I go on things like Men in Black, Alien Attack, or that Buzz Lightyear ride, in the rules of survival shooting, of survival horror, once the enemy is dead, you're done. Save the bullets. Yeah. But you have to keep racking it up. And I go, what the hell? Shouldn't these things actually be dead?
Bro, okay.
And he just laughs and goes, "They're alien." He goes, "They're aliens. They have tough."
Okay, here's a rebuttal for you, Cruiser. I actually was going to point this out, Mike, saying, you saw the original Men in Black, right?
Of course.
Okay, how many shots did it take to kill the aliens in there? There's only one alien. Once, for all I know, that it killed him one hit, it was the bus driver, and I think that was it.
Depends on the gun.
I mean, come on, there was the guy who had to get shot twice because then he would grow another head. There was the guy who was being possessed by the alien that got shot, and he makes a surprise at the end until he gets blown to pieces with the machine gun.
Yeah.
And
there's the alien in the beginning that was going across the border.
Give me the midget cricket. Give me the midget cricket.
The midget cricket.
Oh, the LFG.
Yeah.
The LFG, the opposite of the BFG.
Oh my god! Like my dad was. I remember when. Sorry, go on.
Well, just what I find so fascinating about that stream is you get an idea that that there's we all are familiar with various geek worlds and geek culture, but you never realize that there's a nerd culture for something until you actually see it. And in this case, it is in fact for amusement park.
Yeah.
And I think the video has 600 plus hits already.
It's great. I'm so happy.
Men in Black to most can't really compare it to most first-person shooters like Doom or anything like that because it's more like House of the Dead. It's a first-person track.
Yeah.
Rail shooters, what you're thinking of. I want to point out that for one thing, anybody who would describe Men in Black Alien Attack as a horror survival shooter is easily scared, but
Yeah, I wouldn't call it horror.
Technically.
Who's are you just saying that because it's open during Halloween Horror Nights? It's like the one ride. Granted,
But we are dealing with aliens.
okay,
Those are scary.
kind of.
You
Yeah.
have to survive.
Well, the one.
So that's why I say.
Well, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. The ride is called Men in Black Alien Attack, right? My dad actually suggested a different name. It was going to be called Men in Black Galaxy Defenders. Do you want to know why? Because in the ride, the aliens are not attacking you; they're fleeing.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah, my dad
The
was.
song too.
I know, right? Would be. Then again, not to be fair, the words they chose Alien Attack because of the alliteration, and I'm just gonna face it, Alien Attack kind of sounds more badass. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, they both sound badass, but you know, like I remember.
Yeah, I'd go with Galaxy Defenders.
I would have too.
Yeah, Galaxy.
And there's also I'm trying to remember. Like one of the guys actually said that there was actually a mistake that's right outside the rock.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Apparently, like the arch is like lopsided or something.
Yeah.
God, I remember.
And no one's noticed it until he brought it up.
I know it's like that one time I went over to your dad's house and you're like, my dad built this from the house up. Oh, by the way, there's a mistake over there in the kitchen.
Yeah. Which is actually
And his
true.
dad is in the other room.
My dad goes,
It's like.
my dad, it's like, you show them the house that I built myself, and the first thing you show them is a mistake. And I go,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the things is that there was a lot to that ride. Like I remember when I was in second grade, my dad actually came into the class one day to show off some of the stuff with the ride. He dressed my teacher up like an MIB agent. And it was great. He was a lot of fun. Like he was showing everything there. Like the scene with Will Smith in Town Square.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore, but did see the original Raws to it, and all he's doing is I think all he was doing was just improv the entire time. I could be wrong though. But yeah, my dad.
when he leave the class,
Well, no, go on.
when he left the class, did he flash the students?
What?
When your dad left the class, did he flash the
Oh,
students?
the neuralizer. I was about to say what? Anyway,
Yeah.
Memory.
I was about to say phrasing, man. Come on. Anyway. Anyway, no, that would have been funny though. But the one thing I do remember, anyway, my dad actually had close involvement was the Universe and You song that him and David Cobb wrote. I'm not going to go into details, but I think he said this in the stream. He's like, he was at work and David Cobb's like, hey Tim, I need you to help me write a song. And my dad's like, okay. So they go over there and they write the song within 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
That's talent.
So if you listen to the Universe and You song,
Desperation.
so if you listen to the Universe and You song, you just gotta know Evan Bernardi's dad wrote that, because like he even says the thing like the Universe and You, these lyrics don't even make any goddamn sense.
The Universe and You.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can bring up the lyrics real quick, just to bring it up here.
And
I remember going on the ride like once, maybe twice. It's been a long time.
It's funny because I actually, when I was
Men in Black ride.
before I moved, I actually found the old storyboards to that ride, and he sent them back to Cobb. It was crazy because at the end you were originally supposed to end up at a Tropicana factory for some reason. It's weird. Okay,
Tropicana, like the orange juice.
yeah, you were in Florida. And you.
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, we actually saw another Will Smith movie.
Oh
last night.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw Gemini Man.
Yeah. Did either of you see Gemini Man?
Men. No, I did not.
It sounds familiar, but no.
That's the one where he's a spy, he's retired, he's like a
Assassin,
special
he's
agent.
retired,
Yeah,
so
and
they
then
say
the
clone
the younger clone goes after him, and it's Will Smith, but
It's-
CG enhanced.
It's fun.
No,
but
I don't want-
incredibly predictable.
Okay, so I looked up Men in Black, the Universe and You song, and it just gave me the Men in Black theme song. The first lyric is because you know it was
Yeah.
Or
it's,
Like,
oh my god. I feel bad for any of the workers that have to
Will Smith.
I feel bad for any of the workers that had to work at the gift shop because they have to hear that goddamn song every day.
Yeah.
Like, I do the same thing. Like, I listen to Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow when I work at the Carousel of Progress, and it doesn't bug me. I just kind of, because I like the song and everything. But like I remember when the Incredibles had their convention for the new movie at Tomorrowland. Like, it was the weekend after MegaCon, and I look outside and I see people walking around as superheroes, and I'm like, did MegaCon's leftovers just come here for a meetup or something? What the hell? And then I realized, oh, it's the Incredible convention, and they're trying to make it look like a con, so they got people walking around in superhero costumes with bags and everything. It was really cool. The one problem was the music was annoying. If I have to hear
But the theme song thing?
yeah, like it was. I like the jazzy tunes of the Incredibles, but like it was just annoying. I mean, like if I have to hear Mr. Incredible's theme song one more time, I'm going to go completely insane. It's like the worst themes. Cruiser, I showed you that song, right?
Oh no.
It was like Mr. Incredible. I'm like, it's like so.
Oh, that! The one with lyrics.
I don't recall it, but it can't be worse than that Resident Evil song.
No, the Resident Evil song was a lot better. I would totally want to work at Disney World with that playing in the background music. Because that was the best. Because that was the best song I've ever heard in my life.
I was stuck on the Small World ride when it broke down, and they didn't try to get us off, but they left the track playing for over an hour.
Well, yeah.
See, if they did that, I would have actually, by then, I would have started sticking my hands in the water and start pulling out change.
No, you do not want to put your hands in the water. The rumor is if you leave your hand in that water for 10 minutes, it'll come out black. That's what I've heard. But like the thing is that like here's the deal with amusement park rides though. Like if there is a technical problem, I don't know why this happened to you. Maybe it was like a small technical problem, but like if there's something a technical problem that will like take longer than.
Technical problem.
Thank you. Anyway, usually when it comes to rides with technical problems like that, usually they silence the music. I mean that's what we do at Buzz Lightyear. I don't know what the other people do, but you know. Anyway.
Yes, they just forgot to that day. This was like 15, 20 years ago though.
Maybe, but like here's the other thing.
1 hour.
But yeah, one other thing I should mention on David Cobb's page, he made his quarantine video where he reenacted the Men in Black ride in his apartment. Because he has all the gear. He has like one of the replicant lasers. It's literally he just has like it's shot in selfie mode and there's like lighting effects all over. It's not like exact. It's just like a poor man's version, but he has like one of the replicant laser guns. Someone actually asked a question on there saying like Mr. Cobb, do you own one of those vehicles? And I replied saying, if David Cobb owns one of those vehicles, I am only picturing him driving to work every day on the highway with that vehicle.
And here's the crazy thing. There's actually people out there who will spend mad cash for ride props.
Oh, yeah.
There's one specific ride prop that I would actually like to have. That's the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarines. I would love to have one of those trams. Those things are awesome.
Yeah.
If I were to... Sorry, go ahead.
They are out there. Like, Disney still uses a couple of them, and they lost a couple, but there are some that are buried. They, Defunctland did a video on it, and you can actually...
A submarine.
Exactly. Defunctland asked the same question.
But if I were to have a ride prop, part of me would like to go for something from earthquake, natural disaster, which...
oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I just thought that was actually a very interesting experience, because it wasn't really a ride, it was a demonstration of how special effects at the time worked.
Was that the one with Christopher Walken?
When it became that.
Oh, this is before.
And then it became that god-awful Fast and the Furious ride.
Yeah, the slow and the passive, or as we like to call it, the slow and the passive.
And there's one theme park channel on YouTube called Theme Park History that actually talked about the ride. He goes like, this ride was suggested by all these gluttons for punishment.
I mean, it's kind of...
It is a horror.
I mean, it's kind of... I still have to see it, but then again, it's kind of odd. The first one was fine. It's based on a movie that... The first Earthquake Experience movie was, like, based on a movie that was from, like, the 1960s. Well, let's just face it.
Harrison Ford dies.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, he died in the Star Wars movie, so I'm not gonna Anyway, Emma, one thing that's going to be crazy is that, like, I never got the chance to see it, but let's just face it, I like the Ride the Movies one because, like, hey, Christopher Walken is hosting it. That's one positive. Two, I love the definition of movie effects there. Like, I have a video of me and my ex-girlfriend on that ride, and I was the guy that at the end that's, like, flying through the explosion.
I got to play one of the mad scientists, or one of the scientists.
Where you get the bricks dropped on your head.
Yeah, and here's two things. One, when they did that and the bricks hit my head, I actually fell. I don't know why. I just boom.
So you
I don't know
stole
why I did that. And then suddenly, before. Right here, buddy. But before that, I mean, you're seeing the pre-show, and I get selected to be one of the evil scientists. And Christopher Walken goes like, "Okay, now 3 of you are going to have to die," and the host goes, "Ooh, sorry, Justin."
Sorry, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? You kind of pixelated.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken goes like, "Okay, now 3 of you people are going to have to die," and then the host goes, "Ooh, sorry, Justin."
If I were you, I would have said I would totally die for Walken.
They made the hero The Rock.
Oh yeah, that's right, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, and he comes in all dramatic. Goes, "Don't worry, I'm a park ranger."
What was the name of the movie? Mother Nature.
Yeah, Mother Nature.
I gotta look that up and see if I can get a poster from Mother Nature. Mother Nature.
Spelled with a U, not an A.
Nice.
No, it wasn't. It was an A. It was Mother Nature. I gotta see if there's a poster for it.
No, it was spelled M-U-T-H-A. That's how they spelled mother.
Mother.
Yeah, I know.
Like a mother.
Apparently, there's a musical artist named Mother Nature. I didn't even know.
and one of the effects, they're actually kind of demonstrating how a green screen works. And they have this in the setup. They have this little kid, lying, up against what looks like a paved road, and he's looking to his side. He goes like, "I'm okay, thank you." But you don't know what the finished scene is. Then once at the very end, you see that scene, and it's The Rock looking at the kid, going, "You okay, buddy?"
Yeah, what was the name of the movie? What was the name of the ride? Disaster. Universal Ride
Sounds like
Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I actually would be okay if they did a remake of Earthquake, because it seems to be one of Universal's forgotten films, and I think it deserves a chance to be seen by modern audiences. And I'm not saying they have to do exploding models, but maybe you can find a way to mix the two in, computer and model. Because still, that takes a lot to do. Matter of fact, one thing that I thought was so fascinating is the TriStar '98 Godzilla film was made like a Godzilla movie. They blew up a lot of miniatures.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Like the thing with the Earthquake movie.
Wasn't a Godzilla.
Yeah, we know it was Zilla. That was like the one thing in the new Godzilla film when I didn't see it yet, but I saw the trailer. Someone says Zilla. I'm like, no, it isn't. So there you go.
What I thought was interesting about that is that James Rolfe did a review of the first, not
the sequel,
TriStar Godzilla, but the other one that came out.
Yeah.
The 2014 remake.
Yeah.
And
it was only
he did a review of it because he realized this movie wasn't as good as he thought.
It was only good when Godzilla was in the movie. That was the best. That was basically it. It was only good.
Yeah. And then he looks back at the TriStar one and goes, "I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the TriStar one was more entertaining. I never thought I'd say that." Like, yeah, it is.
It's interesting doing a re-review.
Yeah.
Beast of 27.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at going back to the disaster thing,
That's
you
a
said.
lot of fish.
Thank you. The disaster movie you were saying there, I kind of look at it the same way people kind of like the Twister movie, because like it was just a demonstration of special effects and how they were at the time. Honestly, if I'm I don't know how it would work as a reboot, honestly. It's just a movie about an earthquake that happens based on a real event. But I don't know, an earthquake, like, it didn't, like, what would a modern-day earthquake movie look like? I mean, like, effects-wise.
Yeah.
Hey, they came with a volcano.
Yeah, 2012 was like way
Everything.
over the top.
2012 was over the top. It was fun, but it was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's also like that other one, that the tornado movie that came out not too long ago, and it was like Twister on steroids.
Oh.
I don't
What?
remember the name of it, but it really was like It was like Twister, but on steroids.
The only thing I'm thinking of is Sharknado.
No,
No, that was Twister if it was on ecstasy. Go on.
that's Twister. No, that's Twister on all of the drugs. All of them.
And then suddenly, as I said, it became that god-awful Fast and the Furious ride.
No. Twister became. Oh wait, are you talking about Earthquake or Twister?
Earthquake.
Oh, I was about to say Twister was turned into something that was even worse. So I'm not going to argue with that.
I haven't ridden that Jimmy Kimmel ride, so I can't say anything about it.
The Jimmy Kimmel ride. Oh, can we, Mom? Can we?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't Jimmy Kimmel. It was Jimmy Fallon.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Seeing Jimmy Fallon pretend to be in an amusement park video is like watching him pretend to be a talk show host.
That was 2014.
Ouch! That kills me because I've seen
It can be funny.
Jimmy Fallon, do comedy before, and he is funny. I don't know what happened. He must have taken whatever Adam Sandler was on.
Shit. Mm. Yeah, except Adam Sandler didn't make a theme park ride.
But anyway,
Into the Storm.
Into the Storm.
Into the Storm.
I think that's it, but it's like Twister on steroids. It was actually enjoyable. Very much it was like almost like an homage to Twister, because Twister was great.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed the thing at Universal that they had for that's still there or not.
But anyway, just like but the guy who did theme park history on the Fast and the Furious ride, he actually pointed out other things that I didn't really notice, or like for example. You guys have been to your fair share of amusement parks, and one of the things this guy said is that first impressions are key, and the facade for Fast and the Furious looks like a brick garage. I mean, you look at everything else, it kind of builds the hype and the anticipation. This is just a brick wall that says Fast and the Furious supercharged on it.
To quote Francis from the Fairly Odd Parents, a brick wall where?
And, the other thing too, Evan and his dad can definitely attest to this, is that the queue line does play an integral part. It's kind of setting up the story and kind of gives you things to kind of do and look at. This doesn't really have anything, and the ride itself. It is. I mean, it's called the Fast and the Furious, and you can get outrun by a turtle on this thing.
Like, what do you expect? Well, like, let's pause this. Since Celery here is new, I want to ask you something. Have you been on this ride before?
Did you just call him Celery?
No.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question here. When you hear Fast and the Furious ride, what do you think?
Well, for the queue at least, I'm fine with the outside looking like a
What?
maintained classic cars to get you hyped up for the ride, and
Maybe
it should be more, not
some,
necessarily like a roller coaster with like loops and hills and stuff, but something fast where you're zooming around, maybe drifting, just like to incorporate all the movies.
Some screens.
Some action, explosions.
Yeah.
Something like Test Track in a way.
Some television screens.
So like a mix between, kind of like the Harry Potter ride, where it's like a track ride, but it's also got movie screen elements and 3D elements and animatronic elements. Stuff like that. Something where it's a kind of incorporation of these different kinds of rides to make up to, not make up, but to accommodate for space.
Yeah.
But something fast and, exciting.
Yeah.
See, what I would have expected would be an indoor roller coaster.
I would expect something like I would expect something like Test Track or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
But instead, the story of the ride is you're going to this party, and for some reason they're trying to stop it. The law is.
Okay.
Apparently there's someone that they need to apprehend. And you go through, and you get on this weird pitiful excuse for a party bus, and there's not even a lap bar. You can actually undo your seatbelt, get up, and move around from left to right. That's how little safety there is involved with this thing.
Damn.
And,
Where is this?
Universal.
Oh.
yeah, both parks. And so you see like this party going on. That looks pitiful, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're in the room and they're all just like they're like extras going like woohoo, you know.
Yeah, like this is it. Like that's the dance. Like yeah.
Hey everybody, do the not trying.
Yeah.
The acting was horrible, and then suddenly you go to the next monitor. You go to the next monitor, and you're in a garage. They find you. They say they're stolen your bus. That is the perp or whatever. And then that's when N.T.S kind of crashes in and goes, "Go, move, move, move!" And then you're out in the streets of California, and the graphics look worse than PlayStation 2.
So you're in it's Speed, the ride.
No.
Barely even that, because you think for something involving speed, you would feel wind blowing against your face. You don't feel shit at all.
Are we talking as slow as the People Movers?
Hey!
Slower, very slow.
Yeah, well, at least the People Mover is slow and you can understand it, what it's supposed to do, but it's like... But it's not like But unlike the People Mover, it doesn't advertise itself to be fast and very aggressive. And needs some therapy.
Like the bus hardly even rocks back and forth. And it has like the most over-the-top action. Like there's been Diesel, standing, like on his car door and grabs onto the rails of a helicopter. And for some reason, the helicopter's like the same size as he is.
What?
I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, it is. It's that bad. And I know I've said this to Evan, and I might be wrong on this, but I could swear to God there was a scene where there's a missile coming at you and The Rock punches it out of the way.
He just goes all Segata, like fucking Segata that missile out of the way.
So is this one of those rides where it also has the guy who's like one of the actors like driving the...
Yeah, I get this. There's no actor. There's just a mannequin there behind the driver's seat.
Oh my God.
What they should just pull... as bad as this sounds, they should pull the mannequin out, put animatronics of Crow and Tom Servo and just riff the hell out of it.
There you go. Yes.
That would save it.
That would do it. Like, if
Yes!
you're gonna do a bad ride, at least riff on it.
And at least we know that because it's Universal, they get the actual voice actors.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
for some reason, though, like you still get like spray with smoke and water, and I'm like, what's the point? And then the very last scene is that there's a bridge up, and you guys have to make the.
Of course.
They throw these grappling hooks on each side of the bus. They charge it up. There's been right with you. You go to the jump, and Vin goes ride or die, and just lands. And we're like, that's it. Really? That's the dumbest thing. And here's the thing: the wait time for this thing, you don't need the wait time on this is like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Wonder why.
Mm.
And I'll send you guys. I'll post the link to it in our chat.
I don't even care about riding this thing. I would.
Right.
It's worth going on just for the laughs, but it is horrible.
There isn't an actor on it, right? Because I would feel guilty laughing at how bad at the actors in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there are actors for the pre-show thing, and those aren't good either because you look at all the people in Fast and Furious, regardless of what you think of the movies, they have this sense of cool, calm, and confidence. Your host, your actor, is acting all geeky and he's like, oh, okay, oh, and hi, it's good to see you guys. Come on in. Their excuse, or the way it's written, is that it's his first day.
Of course it is.
You really want this guy monitoring you?
Well, if they can make Captain Rex fly your star towards car, I'm pretty sure anything's possible. He was voiced by Pee-wee.
What I think they should do is, I'm pretty sure, they can't afford to get rid of this thing. They probably have to keep it. What I think they should do is reskin it into a Harry Potter ride where you ride that triple-decker bus. Something like that at least makes more sense than the Fast and the Furious.
That and Harry Potter's, let's just face it, is their golden ticket to fame, to fun.
It's only a matter of time before the Harry Potter world is similar. So,
Oh.
I wouldn't bet on that because they opened that new roller coaster just last year.
What?
yeah.
Which
And,
roller coaster?
the Hagrid one,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Hagrid.
yeah.
and not to mention also, despite what's going on, Universal is still moving forward with their third park.
The
Has-
Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, I know it has Nintendo and supposedly How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, there's also one for Fantastic Beasts, from what I've heard. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because
I just
Because
I hope
we
Super-
all love the Fantastic Beasts movies.
I hope the Super Nintendo world has an interactive.
That
Well,
would be
here's the
so
thing.
cool.
Here's actually what I heard. The place is supposed to be interactive with your Nintendo Switch.
Mm.
Yes, you are supposedly you're going to be encouraged to bring your Switch with you to the park.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I see a lot of people in the park that bring their Switches. Hell,
Yeah, it's-
That
I think
sounds
it's
like it
supposed to
could
be like
get very dangerous.
Yeah, people's switches are gonna get broken. People's fall. Restore them.
Because they dropped
Because
them.
everybody's.
I can actually rebate that one. Nintendo with handheld systems, they make sure they watch their durability. Example: the 3DS. They demand
Yeah.
Iwata's demand saying it must survive the fall from a breast coat pocket. So that's what they did. They literally took a Switch and like dropped it like 100 times, not a Switch, a 3DS, dropped it several times on the ground to see if it would still work. I don't know if the Switch is the same thing, but I'm pretty sure there's more to it than that. But you know,
Yeah.
hell,
I mean, they would have to if it's a handheld thing.
okay. Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to the new park. I'm looking forward to all these parks opening again.
Yeah.
Any park,
I want
any
my
place.
I want my job back.
And with that said, Evan, how do you think Disney will probably reopen the parks? Because I actually have my own thoughts. I had my theory is what I think they'll probably do is maybe some kind of soft opening where they will allow a certain amount of people in. However, they're going to have to upcharge for the price on tickets and food, and maybe turn off certain rides and sections of the park.
Honestly, me and my family believe that if Disney was going to reopen, the first thing they'd probably open would be Disney Springs, for one thing.
Yeah, it's the shopping center.
In terms of the soft opening, when the parks open back up, first of all, I'm very confident about Disney making the area safe for everyone. I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me on that. They're obviously going to be there's going to be a lot of changes. The one thing that's huge is that like they might have more casts in like isolated areas. Some of the shows might be a little bit underloaded because of the stuff here. The pre-shows, I heard there's a rumor saying that people are going to be allowed to skip pre-shows, but my guess is at the front gate you're going to be also required to have your temperature taken.
Yeah, we actually did that at my hospital.
Yeah, and so in other words, if you have a cold, you're not getting in the damn park. So, you know, like I keep saying, like I consider it a miracle, an absolute miracle that I did not leave this job without contracting this thing. Can you guys believe that? Because like I said,
Yeah, it's incredible.
that was the only thing I was worried about. When I say I'm not worried about this, I should be concerned though, because I work at a park where people from all over the goddamn planet go to visit. Is it? And you can, I mean, but basically, like I was waiting for
anything that involves tourists.
like when I was about to. I was about to say, whenever I brought that up, I was expecting like Cruiser or Jablonski to like say, no, they're not, and I'm going to say, I beg to differ on that one. I've met people from fucking Cuba and Japan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on. Like, it's not hard to imagine because you walk through the front gates and you see maps and it's labeled what language it's.
Yeah.
So it's clear that it has a very international fan base.
Yeah. So the other thing is that
of course they would go.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're probably going to be having like a lower capacity in the park or something like that. It's going to take a long time before like this is all solved and everything there. I mean, let's face it. I can't wait to see what happens if we ever get a vaccine because hey, I can imagine everybody around the world's going to share it. Anyway, what
I'm wondering about the vaccine is what do whenever the time comes and there is a vaccine, how are the anti-vaxxer people going to react?
Yeah.
I know we got people I already talked about the protesters. Anyway,
No, just there are a group of people that refuse to vaccinate their children, thinking it causes autism, and
or other things.
Yeah, or other things. Well, now, and they also, but the other thing is that they claim that vaccines do not work at all. Period. Well, now we're kind of in need of one, and if it works, what are you going to do?
Let's face it. It's like when you look at the new. It's like when you look at the news. You look at stuff and it's like these guys figured out how to make a hoverboard. Oh, cool! When are they gonna sell it? So it's obviously it's like they make something and they're not gonna get it. It's like these guys may have found a breakthrough in the cure for AIDS. I'm like, cool. Are we gonna take advantage of it? No. Anyway, politics is. Anyway,
it just gets you to perk up and tune in.
Exactly.
Oh, and I posted a link to that theme park history video about the Fast and Furious ride in the Ants chat.
I can't go to the Ants chat because then people are gonna see our information. Okay, I'm gonna go to my face cam. Anyway,
Excuse me.
If I go to the Ants chat, my computer's gonna show all the stuff that's going to be that it's gonna show the Ants chat and take us off camera. And it's gonna.
Isn't that where we're supposed to post things though?
Yes, but it's usually for you guys, not me. Me, because I'm controlling.
Yeah, he has the OBS on.
Okay, well, anyway.
Hey, Brian, can you turn your camera off and on again?
Find it there.
Can you turn your camera off and on again? You were.
Oh no! Yes.
You were frozen You were frozen before, but then it went there. Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, the one thing that I'm very much worried about, and Cruiser, don't tell anybody why. Don't tell anybody why, because you are going to know why. The one thing that I'm really, really much concerned about is character interactions. How are they going to interact with characters? Because the kids are going to go...
They have the fursuits anyway, or not the fursuits, the mascot outfits.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's still, well, I can't give too much information here, but, let's just say, it's not going to be too... Go on, you explain it, Cruiser. I can't.
They should.
Well, basically, there are costumes that are full body. There are some that aren't, it's just.
That's right, like the princesses.
Yes, and even some of the people.
Some villains.
And even some of the actors there can still get infections from there. I mean, they clean the costumes. Don't get us wrong, they clean it up, but still, you want to be. It's going to be kind of different on that one. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, you'll know.
Yeah. It's also going to be curious to see how Universal Studios is going to do this. Now, my theory is that they'll still do what I suggested, but I do know that something like Halloween Horror Nights is a big sell for them. So, who knows if they're still going to do that this year.
It's even the point of having Halloween Horror Nights this year. I mean, we're living one.
Because I want to see them do a coronavirus maze.
Yeah, that won't be offensive in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, it'll be totally tasteful.
Have the coronavirus.
There's already a movie.
Oh my god, we gotta talk about the Corona Zombies movie.
Yeah.
Have the coronavirus maze be entirely character oriented. That way you can offend everybody.
Yeah.
Or you can say it's a zombie. It's a zombie house.
Okay, so as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Cinema Snob.
Don't get infected.
I'm a big fan of the Cinema Snob, Brad Jones. Good. I think he's funny. He's a good dude. And he's got a good setup for his stuff. He's continued his work. He's actually been taking
for some reason he still likes Doug Walker. Go figure.
Well, if you know his backstory, you can kind of see what. If you know his backstory, the reason why he's basically with Doug Walker is because if he leaves Channel Awesome, he's going to be in supreme financial trouble. But anyway, with all that controversy aside, he's been doing reviews that are based on he's been doing it in his closet, or as he likes to call it, his war room, if you guys get that reference. And he's like, I got everything I need. I got my pissing cup, my shitting cup, which is a Godzilla 1998 cup basically. And he's like, all the toilet paper I can get. And he just starts eating toilet paper. And he's like, so with the big controversy going on there, I gotta find a good movie to watch. So which one will we got? The first thing he review is an hour-long review of The Stand. Which if you don't know is a Stephen King miniseries. It was 6 parts.
Yeah, I know that Stephen King did a post on Twitter where he's like, "No, the coronavirus is not the stand," or something similar to that.
Basically, it's a
Like, oh,
it's a 6-part miniseries about a deadly virus. Anyway, he's been doing. He said so for the rest of this time I'm in quarantine, I'm just going to be doing movies based on deadly viruses. That's all I'm going to do. So the next one he did was a movie called Corona Zombies. And
Corona Zombies.
So we have our first coronavirus movie, okay? And
Yeah.
how do I even describe this? How do I even
Come on, Evan, you can find it.
Wait, Cruiser, did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie or just the trailer? Okay. So
I haven't even seen the trailer.
okay, so here's the deal. The thing is simple. It's basically about today's, except the coronavirus are turning people into zombies, okay? And
Oh.
this is ridiculous. So but it gets better. Better. Turns out that the movie, from what I've been told, is like 15% of a movie. The other 85%, or 95, I don't know, I haven't seen it, is literally a redubbed version of the movie Virus, aka Hell of the Living Dead. If you don't know, okay, so a little bit here.
Hell of the Living Dead.
Hell of the Living Dead was an exploitation zombie film that was made. It's basically like a clone version of Dawn of the Dead, made by a famous made by I think it was Bruno Mattei, who was a famous exploitation filmmaker, a real good legend. Really liked his gore effects, and it was written by the guy who wrote Troll 2. I forgot what his name was.
Oh.
What was the name of the
Troll 2.
Who was the guy who wrote Troll 2? Was it Lucio Fulci? I don't know. No, Lucio Fulci was the guy who made Zombie 2. Basically, yeah. So it's basically like a Dawn of the Dead clone, and what they did, they dub over these actors with like modern day lingo, and it's clearly and this movie, it was shot in like the 1970s. It's clearly not the movie. They acknowledge in the movie where they say special thanks to the actors of Hell of the Living Dead. None of the actors are either probably dead or they're probably just not even aware this exists. And like, here's the thing: Hell of the Living Dead already has a dub, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, Troll 2, Claudio Fragasso.
Claudio Fragasso.
The director.
That's his name, Claudio Fragasso.
Screenplay and the director. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It came out on your birthday.
But yeah, Bruno Mattei was the guy who directed Hell of the Living Dead. And yeah, the whole movie is just stock footage of Hell of the Living Dead dubbed over, which already has stock footage in it, may I add as well. And it's just so stupid, I gosh. Like, from what everybody's saying, like, just watch Hell of the Living Dead. It's a lot more funnier than this, and the dub's, like, so stupid. It's so stupid, but... like, I gotta show you Hell of the Living Dead, Cruiser. You'd think it's, like, so dumb but funny.
Well, all I know is that I have to show this to my zombie friend, Sonia.
Oh, show it to Sonia. Like, here's the thing.
I still like, sorry, go ahead.
If you were to make a corona... Let's just face it, in the future, when this is over, there are going to be movies about this incident. We can't deny that, right? But the thing is...
Yeah.
Is they're either going to make it a big, overdramatic, like action film, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, medical exploitation film. Here's my idea for this. Imagine making a movie where I'm in kind of like the situation. You have two people that are in love, that are like can't see each other throughout this whole thing. This is like an idea I would have for a coronavirus film. Have two people that can't see each other. They're like in love with each other, and they can't communicate with each other. They can't see each other. So this one guy just keeps writing her letters, and it's just like that. Like, make it a romance film.
I would see that happening.
That's
a good idea. Or have a comedy. Maybe have a romantic comedy.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't make it like an over-the-top, like, scared-out exploitation disaster movie. Just make it like a romantic movie. You could do it.
Yeah.
Just let the asylum make it.
Yeah.
There's already been those videos that could actually be a base or kickoff for that. That dude,
So,
like Brooklyn, I think, and he met the girl on the rooftop across the way. And he,
yeah, imagine that. Like,
he's drunk.
so there's more to it. They have stock footage of like old like press conferences where Trump is in there and everything. Not gonna go into that, but like the funny thing is that the new stock footage is clearly like oh my god, I'm just gonna spoil the ending for you guys. It's basically this blonde, like, valley girl named Barbie.
Oh.
You know what? You know what? I would say that would be kind of distractingly stupid, but let's just face it. What other movie are you going to see a girl named Barbie in? So I'll give him that. But the thing is the ending. The ending, right? Wait, what did you say?
Trauma would probably do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, what would you... That actually is interesting.
No,
What was...
Trauma movies. They would probably have
A girl named Barbie.
a dumb blonde named Barbie. Yeah, I mean, come on. They did a movie called Poultrygeist. And the characters are named after fast food chains.
Okay.
There's Wendy. There's Arby's. There's Ron Jeremy for some reason.
Destroy all
I think
mod.
that was one of those movies where I tried watching.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, nope. No thanks.
It's like Sharknado. I got 5 minutes in. I'm like, yep. No.
Anyway.
I remember watching that movie the first time and having, like, Jimmy Buffett's, what is that? Not shark. Like, it was... Not Margaritaville, it was like some beer that had shark in the label. Land shark.
Land shark.
Yeah.
Like, the movie, apparently, at the end, the girl is being attacked by the zombies, but what they do, they clearly green screened her into the ending scene of Hell of the Living Dead. They clearly did this. It was so obvious. Like, you can see the chroma effects at the bottom, like, wearing out. And I'm like, this had to be a joke. This had to be a joke movie.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
Now, speaking of cinema.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're going there, I'm afraid.
I
finally saw Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger King. I know that's trending.
Yeah, apparently it's Netflix's biggest show to date.
To date?
Yes. It's... Now, let me just say, the guy that... This is what I find interesting about it. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is what I find interesting. Everybody in this show is a scumbag. Everybody is a horrible... would be a horrible role model.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know who's the worst out of all of them. You don't know who to root for in this thing. You're not quite sure, okay, maybe this guy's a lesser of two. No, maybe this guy's no, maybe her no. So
it's us.
And the guy is focused on Joe Exotic. This thing is forget the Florida man. This is the closest thing to a unicorn you're going to see. This guy is a full-fledged redneck, carries guns, he is full-blown gay. Yeah.
He has the tiger.
Yeah, he has the tigers. He actually started running for governor at one point.
I remember John Oliver did a bit about governor elections or something of that sort, and he talked about Joe Exotic. I remember him. He's the guy with the tigers. And
and
whoever this guy is.
Yeah, apparently there's like a lot of backstabbing and betrayal between these quote zoo owners. And again, I have no idea which one's telling me the truth or not. And so with that said, is it worth seeing? I say yes. It's so bizarre that you just can't. It's like a burning car. You're like.
The twist is it's the audience.
Oh, shut up!
We might get to it eventually. Right now we're binging Supernatural and Lost.
Yes.
You're gonna be there for a while.
Yeah.
We're going through. We're already on season 2 after.
I mean, I still have to finish. I still have to finish this 3rd season of Castlevania. I still got to finish that.
Yeah.
Now there is a
Supernatural.
There is a "Where Are They Now" bonus episode at the end of this. However, there are two. Yeah, but there are 2 people who are missing from it. Again, I don't really want to go into who it is because I want people to see for themselves. But it is kind of curious to see what's happened to all these people since this thing aired, because this thing blew up. No one, I mean, like, sure, nobody ever sees it coming, but really? This out of everything?
Cruiser, people like cat videos, so there's your answer.
Yeah. Tigers are just big cats.
Yeah, and I will say this, again, not going to spoil anything, but beware of that hippie lady. and she lives in Tampa.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a giant mystery surrounding her. Not gonna say it. Like, keep your distance. I am not going to stop people.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
dramatic. No joke.
Big
But
cats are still cats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That earlier.
just
No,
keep your distance
from
from her.
Redbox. Yeah, we were seeing from Redbox the new Doolittle movie, and yeah,
Ouch.
it's terrible.
It's fun, but it's really,
so
really
bad.
bad.
I have heard
I mean,
no
they
good
have-
stories about that movie. I have heard literally
They
no
had
good stories.
Ralph Fiennes playing a tiger, and Robert Downey Jr. uses a sun and a mirror to make a laser pointer and
And it
distracts the
chases
tiger from.
Hell, I think the nostalgia. I think the friggin' nostalgia critic. Yeah, I think the
You
nostalgia.
actually watch that, Evan?
No, I don't watch it. I just keep getting like pop-ups on my feed. I mean, I'm at this point. I'm like, I gotta watch something different. I might have to go back. But no, I'm not. I didn't have any. First of all, I didn't have any interest in seeing the movie. But yeah, I did see it pop up. Apparently, he recently did it. But it didn't even look good to me. I mean, like Robert Downey Jr. as Doolittle didn't really.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? What? Yeah, like.
Yeah, he was trying to do a Welsh accent and failed.
And not to mention, the one with Eddie Murphy is fine.
Yeah, have you seen the
Including the sequels.
Oh.
I said the one with Eddie Murphy. I never said anything about the sequel.
Eddie Murphy's in 2 of the sequels.
Dr. Doolittle's
There are 2 sequels with
far better
Doctor.
than the Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
ones.
There are 2 sequels with Eddie
see
Murphy
the
in it.
Rick Harrison one.
Not the third one. He's not in the third one.
He was in. It's his daughter,
It's
isn't?
not his daughter.
He's not in the third one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's his daughter, but
Oh, I thought he was in the.
no.
I thought I was in the third one with a cameo or something like
Rex
that.
Harrison.
The Rex Harrison one was a musical.
Yeah, and it was actually good. I mean, it's old as hell, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's.
It was like in the dying days of musical movies for that time period.
Yeah, I think it
guess.
came around the same time the original Chocolate Factory did,
Oh.
ish, maybe.
I'm gonna see now.
But no, it's like remakes. Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp was awkward and
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
There were good parts about it, but
It was
yeah.
closer to the book as far as the way the kids, but it was bad. The Gene Wilder Willy Wonka's always going to be the best.
Of course, there is.
I know, but the awkward thing for me when it came to the Johnny Depp remake was you actually got to see the aftermath of those kids who lost.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Oh, yeah.
That was weird.
This was
Yeah.
in the book.
Die.
Yeah, they didn't die, but however, when it gets to the kid that shrunk and they actually had to stretch him out for
Yeah.
some reason, they made him taller than his father, and he looks
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah.
Like, no,
It was weird because like
don't do that.
it was weird because like in the original one.
Olympus did a bad job.
In the original one, I was not convinced that the kids died. I mean, like I thought, like Wonka said they'd be fine. That's all I mean. But then again,
Yeah,
that was the point.
interesting.
That was the point of Willy Wonka. It kind of keeps you guessing. But like, oh my god, I don't remember much of that movie. I really don't.
Yeah, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory came out in 19.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have a good theatrical release, but it got a cult following and like playing on when they started and like home release as well as playing it on TV. From what I've heard.
I think the reason why though is because it was one of those movies that you had to remember what it was like to be a kid to actually enjoy it. But
Yeah.
but people didn't really seem to discover nostalgia until a movie like that started playing on repeat.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean there was some.
Kind of similar with Wizard of Oz. Like it didn't do really well when it came out.
Really?
But then it got played. Yeah.
Huh.
It is a very interesting history.
Yeah, there's probably several
Well, the
documentaries.
same thing. And It's a Wonderful Life had the same thing too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing, like with the original Wonka, there was a lot of cool setup shots. Like the moment the scene where it shows the reactions to the chocolate room, those were actually genuine. There was a lot of genuine shots.
Except-
Yes.
Except for
A lot of-
Veruca Salt, she actually snuck in and saw it.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck her. That was the thing.
I remember hearing that.
The scene where Willy Wonka was coming out and he's supposed to pretend to be a cripple. When that shot where it shows them rising,
Yeah.
that shot when it shows them riding on the seats, they actually thought something was wrong with Wilder. And apparently, according to Wilder, saying he demanded that scene to be in the movie, otherwise he wasn't going to do the role. He also had a lot of call in his costume.
Well, same
Yeah.
thing when they walked into the big candy. The
Yeah,
only person who had seen it were like the director and Gene Wilder. So
Yeah.
everybody else's wonderment was real.
Yeah.
The boat scene.
Speaking of the boat,
I mean, that was
down.
speaking of the boat scene,
That'd be a good ride.
the actual midget that was steering it, he thought he was steering it for real, and the director didn't want to tell him because he didn't want to affect his performance. So he made him believe that he was actually steering the boat.
Yeah.
The thing was that
There's actually before you say that,
yeah, go on.
And because if you actually look on YouTube, there's actually this old special that reunited the kids and brought them back to the original studio where this was filmed.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like an hour long. Just Google it, like like
Willy Wonka featurette or something.
like Willy Wonka reunion. Try typing that in on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because they're going through all because everything has changed, but they're kind of going through where the studio going. Yeah, I remember the chocolate river was there, and they're all like sharing stories.
Yeah.
Like for Augustus, the actor who played him, he actually there was a line where he said, Wonka's going to need a lot of fudge. However, there is no j sound in his country's dialogue. So the way how they would pronounce it is fudge.
Yeah.
So that he had to work on that accent to try to pronounce fudge.
Wait. Did Augustus
minutes after they were famous?
Did Augustus say the word fudge in that movie?
Yeah, he did. But
or was it his mom?
Like,
or was it his mom?
No, it was Augustus, and he didn't say it as an insult. He said he's going to need a lot of fudge, because Augustus was
it cost me a fortune fudge.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just seeing them going through all those nostalgic feelings was that had to have been such an insane trip.
Here's an interesting story here. The last scene. What was the name of the guy who played Charlie?
Peter Ostrom.
Peter Ostrom.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Wilder apparently on set became really good friends. They were really good friends. The last scene where Wonka is yelling at Charlie. There's this medium close up of Charlie reacting to this, and the thing was, the director Peter Ostrom didn't know he was going to start yelling.
Yeah.
Like even Wilder wanted to warn him. Wilder wanted to warn him, but he's like, "No, we're going to make it genuine." He just scared the living shit out of him.
Yeah,
they did a reversal where
Wilder felt really guilty about it, but he knew that he would be robbing him of a good performance if he told him.
That was and that was the last movie he was ever in.
It was just by choice. I
mean, if he wants to do it, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it was fully his choice. He did, no one forced him out of it. But here's what I'm trying to figure out, and hopefully the chance will come again where I can ask him this, is after the movie, he denied his involvement. Like, people would say, "Hey, you kind of look like that kid from the movie." You're like, "No, that was my brother." For some reason, he just avoided telling people. I'm thinking, why? Like, why were you so offended, I guess is what I'm trying to figure out.
Offended, or?
Like I said, he denied his involvement. Like, why did you want to deny this that bad?
Well, maybe it might have been like a Jake Lloyd thing where he kept being made fun of, or maybe maybe because it didn't do so good, he kind of didn't want to say I wasn't in this movie. But but one of the things was apparently on the set there were people that were planning to sabotage the film or something like that, like in the area they were filming, and
I never heard of.
I forgot what was supposed to happen. Like there were people, the area they were filming at, the people did not want them to film there, so they were planning to storm the filming things to mess up the shots and everything, but it never happened. I don't know. It was in one of the books. I remember that, but I don't remember. I don't remember what.
A book about making up Charlie and the Chocolate.
Yeah, there was a book. Did You Know Movies actually did a video on it. I don't know if it's still on YouTube or not, but they did a whole movie talking about it. I don't know what the reason was, but it never happened. So yeah, some other people even deny it did happen or it was going to happen or anything like that. It's kind of like one of those rumors.
Yeah.
It's and I've watched countless videos of the kids reuniting, and to this day, even they're like, why are we still talking about this?
Well, what other movies have you been in?
Well,
Well,
according to Peter, he said he didn't really appreciate the film until he had kids of his own. They saw it, they liked it, and they were interested. They're like, Dad, what happened? This was good. And I'll never forget, like, his kids went, Dad, you had blonde hair?
Yeah.
And it was because of that is why he started to kind of embrace the film more and make these convention appearances. He's, as far as I know, he's not on social media, but he is willing to put himself out there for fans to meet.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's definitely better than what I can say about Kathleen Barr.
some movies just last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got one movie
Yeah.
that has had a continuous theatrical run of 45 years.
Some
Yeah,
films were just
I know what
made to
you're
be
talking
nostalgic.
Yeah.
That's just
You got the
how-
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to wait for this thing to become nostalgic before it can be
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah.
I actually got drunk with Patricia Quinn at Spooky a few years ago.
Oh, you
What?
poor bastard.
Because I was part of the Rocky Shadow cast that was there,
Okay.
and we were talking to her, and she like full-on Scottish slang. And because my grandmother was Irish Scottish, I understood every damn word she was saying, and I was back at her. Well, later that night, I was down in the bar, and she's like, and I can't remember what she said. She had offered me to have a drink, and we were doing shots, and I got drunk under the table by a 85-year-old woman.
Nice.
She was 85 at the time. But she's really sweet lady, really awesome.
Aw. Fantastic.
You lucky bastard.
And speaking of movies, Evan's aware of this, but I don't know about you, Bright. Apparently, there's this movie called Who Killed Captain Alex.
Yeah, I know about it. I think I Hate Everything, the YouTube channel, did a video about Who Killed Captain Alex.
I haven't heard of it. I have
well,
not heard of this movie.
For those of you out there who are wondering, Who Killed Captain Alex is Uganda's first action movie.
Oh yeah, I heard
And
about
it was
this.
made on a budget of $200.
Wasn't that the one where?
Legendary.
Isn't that where the Ugandan Knuckles meme began?
I don't think so.
No,
but
I
here-
don't think it was the movie itself.
But
It was
here's-
a
but here's one
movie.
thing
I
will-
know that.
But I will say this though, the people of Uganda, they are fully aware of Uganda Knuckles, and they embrace it. Like if you actually look at one of their trailers, you'll actually see Uganda Knuckles hanging out in the background.
Aw.
And
Wait, in the movie?
well, at least in this trailer that they put on YouTube. And what I thought was funny is that if you look on their website, there's actually this counter, and right above it, it says Jesus knows the way. And
I mean, I thought it came out before the Uganda Knuckles meme.
Oh my god, the dead
Like-
meme.
these guys are fully aware that this is not good, but my
Yeah.
God, you can't help but root them on because they just wanted to make a movie,
Yeah.
and they
Why
actually
wouldn't
taught
you?
themselves kung fu so that they could do fight scenes. And the video Joker on there, yeah, and again, for those of you out there, there's what's called a video Joker in this thing, and it's like someone doing a Let's Play or a Let's Watch over, kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
I'm just recording
Okay.
theater.
Yeah.
And he says the craziest shit, like someone's is like stirring, has a giant oar, and he's stirring something in a drum barrel, and he's like, "What is that? German food? German food? Yeah, we found Germans and cook them." It's hysterical. It really is.
Oh my
And
god.
the whole thing is on YouTube right now. Who
Yeah,
killed
definitely
Captain
gonna
Alex?
see that.
And it's so charming because again, like these people, because again, their studio is called Wak Hollywood, which I find really
Hollywood.
cool. Yeah,
It's like a mix of Wakanda and Hollywood.
exactly.
When did this movie come? Wait, when did this movie come out?
2010.
2010. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was
because
before
there's
the Uganda
because
Knuckles.
there's Wak
Wait.
Hollywood, Bollywood. So
Yeah.
they're just continuing on with the wood.
Yeah.
Dollywood.
Dollywood.
Ed Wood.
Dollywood. There you
Ed Wood.
Ed
God,
Wood.
what is Ed
So-
Wood doing nowadays? I gotta look that up.
He died,
Yeah,
dude.
he died.
He's
I
been
know
dead
there was a
forever.
movie.
Oh yeah, here he is. He's starring in his own grave.
Yeah.
And he's being played by Johnny Depp.
But the people of Wak Hollywood, like, they actually fabricate their own props. Like, they actually made a camera crane just out of scrap and that they welded with weights to serve as a counterbalance for it.
I feel so ashamed because when I said that, I got Ed Wood confused with Woody Allen. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say, not only did he die, but he died in 1970.
I was about to say, I was thinking of Woody Allen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Woody Allen's still kicking.
What is he doing nowadays? What is Woody Allen doing?
I think
Still
he's doing movies.
dating his adopted daughter. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He hasn't moved on to his granddaughter?
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show actor. I don't have a filter. Renaissance full actor. I really don't have a filter.
He's 84 now.
You were Z and Ants!
Anyway, back on track here. There's actually an American from Manhattan who is an actor, and when he saw Who Killed Captain Alex, he sold everything he owned just so he can go to Wak Hollywood and do movies with this guy and serve as a producer.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, and like the guns they make themselves. The like they actually have like a motorized Gatling gun that's made from just metal pipes and a lawnmower motor. And they add the sound effects and the blasts in post. And the guy taught himself how to edit films and use screen effects. It's so charming, and I actually did order a signed poster from these guys just to help support them. And this is what it actually says. Hi, Commando. We are getting your order ready, but we want you to know it may take a little while. Maybe a couple of weeks. It's not because we are lazy or have Ebola.
Oh.
It is because
That was probably written like way before when
it is because we are still very small and want to make your order very special.
Aww. Just want to pinch their
Like,
cheeks.
that's so sweet. And probably the coolest thing I found out about them is that last year they actually did an American tour to
Nice.
show
Wow.
one of their movies.
What's like?
They actually brought well, I'm sorry, I have to tell this joke. They actually made a Blu-ray that has two of the movies put together. Like, you guys have a first Blu-ray! And
Oh.
one of the special features is that two of these movies are in like 43 different languages. And it's like, wow, look at all the languages. They're all the countries that won't give us visa.
Oh.
So they got good humor about this, what you're saying, basically.
Yeah,
That's-
but still, they were able to come to America. They brought some of the actors with them. They did a tour and even premiered one of their movies at this art museum.
Wow.
That's what's really interesting about like.
Go, buddy, go!
Like, that's the thing about interesting because I believe there are not a lot of I could be wrong about this, but like when you look at like different areas, like different like Japan or like UK or like Russia or something like that, you can clearly see there's a difference in filmmaking. Like with Japan, like with CG, it's not so good for most of the movies, or like UK where they're like quality, like the visual quality is more like realistic. When you look at something like, I don't know much about African filmmaking. I don't know if there's a lot of presence down there or anything like that. So it's cool because I also heard that there was also not a lot of movie entertainment down there, if I'm correct. Like they were like trying to be that group that was out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I find interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, one of the guys said he wants to do these movies because he goes, I want to be famous.
Uh.
And like, go for it, buddy.
Yeah.
The guy's wife does special effects. Like they actually figured out a way to make their own blasting caps and blood. And they like there's even like little kids that they're training to do kung fu for these movies.
That's cute.
Wow.
Yeah, and the way how they actually sell these DVDs, there's no actual DVD case like what we know here in the States.
Yeah.
It is literally a sleeve in a plastic bag with a DVD-R, a rewritable disc with like a name taped to it. The director signs it with a piece of cardboard so it doesn't break, seals it, and then sells them door to door.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So it's basically like the equivalent of like getting a guy's demo disc in front of like the Chinese theater or something like that.
Pretty much.
Oh my
It's
god.
entrepreneurial.
Okay, so since we're on that subject
No
of
underdog.
since we're subject on movies, right before we were talking about their Cecil there said that
Yes.
said that yes, Mr. Sarsaparilla there told us about this movie that Peter Jackson made called Meet the Feebles, and I need to know.
Oh yes.
I saw the trailer before the stream began. I'm curious, Cruiser, have you ever heard of this movie?
What's it called?
Meet the Feebles?
Feebles. By Peter Jackson. Yes, that Peter
No, what
Jackson.
my mind has been focused on is Mallrats with Bruce Campbell.
No, Cruiser. You have to see this movie. I saw the trailer. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I just watched. It's a puppet. It's a puppet
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. It's an
By
adult
Peter Jackson.
movie.
It's the Muppets on cocaine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
With
And-
numb flashbacks.
I'm looking at. There's like.
Better than the Happy Time Murders.
That's what I
Is
said.
it better than the Happy Time Murders?
There's like. There's but
Is it like Happy Time Murders?
Better than Happy
Yeah.
Time.
Make of that what you will.
like I saw this. There's like there's like this hippo with tits. There's like
Yeah.
there's like gore. There's like violence. There's like all this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
Some of them are the regular, like, hand puppet style Muppets.
Yeah.
And the first scene of the movie is an opening, kind of like the show had. It's a musical number.
Yeah.
Big
It's
thing.
like, oh,
And it's
you
okay to
think,
see.
oh, it's gonna be
The
fun.
very next scene is the person in the walrus puppet costume getting it on with the cat head puppet.
Yeah.
And there goes the eyebrow of intriguement.
It takes a hard left turn.
again.
It doesn't go back around.
Like I saw this. Oh dear, he's getting close. He's getting close.
Lord of the Rings,
What's
Peter
it called?
Jackson.
Meet
Meet
the.
the Feebles.
Meet the Feebles.
Okay, hold on. I have to see this trailer. Hold on.
It is.
No, Cruiser. Wait. Here's what I want you to do,
Yeah, no,
Cruiser. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to shut off your camera, mute your microphone, and then when you see the trailer all the way through, I want to see what your reaction is.
The reaction. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
You don't want to see his reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe mute and leave the
Yeah.
camera on that.
Yeah, like deafen your microphone or mute it. I just gotta see. I feel really upset about what I'm gonna give him because, like, you look at that stuff there. Is he chewing gum? Is he chewing gum? I don't know what he's chewing gum. We can't hear a word you're saying. You can also deafen us, you know.
I'm saying be quiet.
Then deafen us.
Sorry.
Deaf the feed. Oh my god. Hold on, I can wait. Can I do that? Hold on.
I need more puff.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
Great. Now we can't do anything because he won't def the
Do you want
video.
Well, I can tell he's watching. Yeah, this was a better idea.
It's funny because your screen is frozen bright again.
Oh no.
It's been frozen for like a long time.
Alright, you see us now? We're moving.
Yeah, it's been frozen for like the last 20 minutes. I apologize.
Aw.
It just shows you with this blurry picture looking at. I'm afraid to put this in the chat room. Let's just play a game here. Curious. Push back.
Hmm?
Wondering where it's gonna go. Aroused. Very aroused. Oh, that's too aroused. Okay, he's back. Nope, going too aroused, Cruiser. Going too aroused. Very aroused. Oh my god. Ugh, not gonna touch that tomorrow.
Now you gotta do a mystery brony theater with me.
No, I wish, honestly, I wish I could, but we only do the cartoon. Because it's like in this,
okay.
It's within the story. I would love to do one though.
Yeah.
Send this to Riff Pony, see if they can do it. I guess it's okay to show tits on YouTube, so long as they're... Boop, boop, submarine! Okay, he's surfaced. He's surfaced. This is bringing back a lot of elementary school memories for some reason.
Watching somebody react to things.
No, it was like my reaction when I saw the video. Oh, not this video, the video. You know, I'm sorry about the movie. He's now doing his impression of the Princess and the Cobbler.
Oh, I thought he was doing his RCA dog.
His RCA dog.
Nibbler or Nipper or whatever the hell the dog.
What am I watching?
I'm going to need Viagra for the rest of my life.
I know, right? Directed by Peter Jackson.
So now you need to watch the whole.
Which is on YouTube.
It is on.
Why?
And somebody went in. No. What the real question was? The original version on YouTube, it was kind of fuzzy because it's old film. Somebody went in and remastered it to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like semi-high def. It actually looks. Like
What is there like?
now.
Is there like a feeble con out there?
Yeah, nothing's happened tonight. I'm sorry.
Cruiser, do you need Cruiser, do you need a moment? Do you need a moment to sit? Do you need a moment to sit out? Do you need a moment to like go out in the yard, take a walk or something?
If nothing's happening, then when this is over.
I mean, just listen, buddy. I know you had plans tonight, but there's no way you're going to be able to do this now. Come on, like, no. Like, you know better than I do that nothing's gonna happen. Aww. Look, unless like a good source of inspiration comes about, but I don't know what you can find out there. We've seen everything the internet has to offer. At least now we have. But come on, like no. What about no? What? No.
Cruiser, were you?
I just had a talk there with Johnson.
I was about to say, were you like freaking arguing with your dick? I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
It just came to me. No, don't.
There you
Not
go.
like that.
I don't know.
That stupid.
Ah! Oh. Is that Johnson right there? Is that Johnson? Apparently Johnson's fetish is puppets. Who knew? Oh my god, no.
I do have a needle.
Cruiser, just stop for a moment. Do you want me to play it? Do you want me to just play the soundbite? Do you need me to play it? Do you need me to play it? Okay, let me just find the soundbite and then we'll just move on, right? Okay, here we go. Alright, here you go, Cruiser, just for you.
I have an excellent idea. Let's change the subject.
Okay, so, apparently, here's an interesting subject change. Comic-Con was canceled.
Yeah, I saw that. San Diego comic.
Yep. Hey, I never said the next subject we were going to move on to was happy. I'm not going to say that. But, like...
Wait, is what?
San Diego Comic-Con is canceled.
Yes.
When was it supposed to be anyway?
Summer.
Don't know, but there is still Orlando MegaCon, so hey, they're still going to get cosplay titties. That's when you can have fun. Okay?
Yeah, man.
MetroCon.
Yeah.
MetroCon's great.
Never been there. But I guess Bright's finally going to go to that because she is near it.
Yeah.
Cruiser.
Yeah, Metricon, they actually have a human combat chess match with like anime and video.
Oh, I've always wanted to I've always wanted to play it, to be a character in that. If I was the king, I'd totally dress as Lelouch. I said I've always wanted to be in one of those, like, play a character in the chess combat. You were in one time at a Renaissance.
No, you were about to ask me a question.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask you? Do you know the deal behind that whole online BabsCon thing? Like, is that going to happen, or?
Oh, Babs Online.
I sent you the info.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten any info on how to sign up for panels.
Did you go to the website?
There is no website.
I would figure there'd be something on babscon.com.
There is nothing on babscon.com. I looked it up. All it just says is BabsCon is canceled. It says BabsCon 2121. Unless I missed something. The only thing that's in this event is
being organized by something.
I look at this event. I'm like, all that's on here is a link to a Discord page. That's it. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking.
That's it.
That's not a website. That's
Go to Discord, Evan.
That's not a website. I don't know.
It's a page.
It's a Discord link.
How many people are going to this thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I'm kind of being picky on what page I'm already part of a. Okay, I'll just work on it later. But yeah. Cruiser, can you resend me the link if you can? Please.
After the stream.
Sure. Yeah, sure, cool. I gotta charge my phone. It's at 7%. This sucks because my phone battery needs to be replaced.
Doing worse on battery.
God, I'm part of this. Yeah, I gotta get my battery replaced. I'm part of this group. I'm following this video group called the Infographics Show on Facebook.
Oh, the Infographics Show. That's a good one.
And every single time I see it just come up, it's always something that's just the worst. It's like, you want to know what happened if COVID lasted 18 months? I'm like, I don't want to fucking.
No.
Disney would be overrun with cat.
Well, that's the thing. Like, here's the problem though. Like, I can't say I can't unfollow them, but they actually use some cool stuff. But the problem is, it's a Facebook video, so it's in that little box, right? And it's widescreen. On the top, it literally says the subject in like full-blown letters. Like, it literally says there, what happens if COVID lasted 18 months? I'm like, you've got it. That's just, I don't know whether that's genius or not. My dentist called me earlier.
Makes it relevant.
I remember.
You watched it, so maybe.
I didn't watch it. It's like, it won't play sound until you touch the video, but you know. God, I got a call from my dentist this week asking, when the hell are you going to come in for that root canal? I'm like whenever I'm not trusting, you know. Like, you know, the person that can do it is going on maternity leave. I'm like,
my mouth.
Yeah. Like, my sister she even said that was stupid. Like, I knew a person that had to go and get their wisdom teeth pulled, right? And, it was my sister, right? So my sister had to get her wisdom teeth pulled, like, last week or so, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. She can't do that. She's like, Evan, Mom's like, Evan, she's in pain, major pain. I'm like, oh my God. So she went to the thing, and let's be fair here. There's no doubt the dentists are maintaining sanitation stuff there. I'm not saying that the dentists are not doing a good job.
They always have to with the gloves and everything.
Yeah, it's just the heat of, Cruiser, would you say basically the heat of the moment?
What's heat of the moment?
It's the heat of the moment.
What does this have to do with dentists?
Let me repeat this again. I'm sure dentists are being sanitary. So, but still, the reason we're not going is just like the heat of the moment with the risk and everything.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently.
I mean, I would trust the dentist or any other doctor's place of business to be sanitation-wise up to par, up to code.
Yeah, it's like weird because like they had to do that, and then they had to let her out in the back. She couldn't go out in the front. Like they weren't letting anybody else in the building aside the person there. It was like crazy. So yeah, my sister's in pain, and now I'm saying to my mom, like, just make sure she's like dry cleaned or something afterwards. I don't know. Because now apparently we can't go out in the public unless we have masks now, and now there's pretty much a bunch of idiot protesters out there that are trying to like say reopen the state. Like I've already get my beef on that in the beginning, so I'm not even gonna complain again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to bring up?
Hmm.
Supposedly concerts are not going to happen till fall or winter 2021.
I'm sorry, man.
Do I think?
Just
Hold on.
all concerts?
Let me talk.
Yeah.
Before you get all sympathetic, Evan, let me talk.
Go on.
Do I think that's going to be the case? It honestly depends on the concert because major ones like big festivals that are like maybe 2-3 days long. Yeah, I can see them canceling those. Anything that's going to take place in a stadium like Ramstein, I can see that getting postponed. However, if we're talking small concerts that would be held in a club or maybe Hard Rock Live, those I can see happening because it's a much smaller venue.
I would say so.
Amphitheaters, those are going to be a bit iffy. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. There's
kind of a lose-lose situation there because here's the deal. If it's in like a big amphitheater, the thing is it's not good to go to because there's going to be hundreds of people in there. But then again, like you said, there's the small ones, right? Right?
Yes.
In smaller venues. The downside to that thing, there's going to be less people, but they're all going to be clumped together, breaking any means of social.
Yeah. I mean, eventually it might go up from 10 in a crowded place to like 20. Who knows? But yeah, it's still very few.
Yeah.
Plus, the other thing too is that this is how bands make their money now. It's not through music sales or revenue streams. A lot of it comes from shows. I do know there's a lot of people doing online shows, which is cool. It's a nice way to pass the time. But unless you're making them pay for it, I don't see you guys making a good profit.
Oh, here's an idea. Drive-through concert.
Drive-through?
People stay in their cars. Everybody's safe.
Like a drive-in movie theater, but you're in your car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against that. It would be kind of cool if you had like drive-up meet and greets. Like, hey guys, how's it going?
They have like the surgical mask on and everything. That's the thing, like, you look at, like, stuff, like, there was actually last year, they had, like, the Mass for Easter, and there were, like, drive-in churches, where there would be, like, a stage of preachers doing a thing where everybody's, like, praying from their cars.
Drive-up confessions.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
I don't even want to begin what that would be like.
On the churches like those mega churches, they're like, oh, God will...
That's what I like. I like seeing, like... This is what I like about this thing, though. I like seeing, like, celebrities, like, going online, like, giving people, like, mini songs to, like, keep up their happiness and everything like that. Like, the guys, the lead singer of Flogging Molly and his wife, who's also in the band, are Reagan. I forgot the guy's name. I think it was, like, something King. But, him and his wife have been at the home... I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were, like, playing a different Flogging Molly song in their living room for them. She's a violinist, he's a guitar player. And there was that live event last night that was sponsored, but that was on the TV. If you guys remember, it was like, what was it? It was basically like a big live event where
Which event was that?
Huh?
Which event was that?
It was on last night. It was basically like a live event that was basically a big I don't remember what it was called, but like they had like all these people tuning in like of what they've been doing at home and everything like that. It was basically like a way to kind of like salute those who are out there. They're helping people during the virus and everything. I forgot what it was called, but I know Pepsi was a sponsor of it, but it was advertised all over YouTube. It was like a big like live TV event where all these people were like submitting videos and everything there. A lot of people were doing like call-ins. Elton John performed at one point. It was good stuff.
Wow.
So it was really cool.
A lot of celebrities now are doing stuff for free to help people entertain. Patrick Stewart's reading one Shakespearean today.
Oh, I love that. I
thought Dolly Parton was reading.
Yeah.
Cruiser, what have you been?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Stay the fuck at home. That was the best one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cruiser, what have you've seen these obviously, right? Like you've seen like all these celebrities coming out and just doing videos for people to keep them in bay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know they're out there, but I have not watched any of them.
Really? I was gonna ask if you knew any, but like,
well, I still work.
Yeah.
Well, even Andrew Lloyd Webber is releasing like his.
Which again, Cruiser, I want to put up.
Like,
Which again, Cruiser, I'm gonna give you mad props. I mean, like the guy you work at a hospital. You're going out there helping people. I know you're not a doctor, but the fact that you still go to this hospital to work, especially with the diabetes and everything, with the big risk and everything like that. But like you're a good person for doing that, for helping these people in need as well. You deserve.
Everyone keeps calling me a hero, but man, I just do not feel like one.
Yeah, it's like the grind.
Well,
but
Cruiser,
still,
here's the thing, like.
yourself at risk.
With a lot of people that are going out there, especially something like the whole, I know I keep bringing this up, like the whole thing with diabetic people being like more prone to this virus risk, and the fact that you're still going out there to a hospital and providing them food to help them get better. I mean, I know you don't cook, but you still are serving them the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
there it is. The head in the back. He's like, well, I don't want to brag, but I'm just kidding. Go on.
At the hospital, they put up these little post-its, or about maybe that big, that says, thank you to, our caregivers, our heroes. And I wanted so bad to take a marker and go, yeah, I make just about as much money as Superman.
Well, that's the thing, Cruiser. I mean, like, there are videos of people that actually recently.
The joke went over your head, Evan. The joke went over your head.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I got the joke. I just didn't.
Superman doesn't make money. There is no money to be made.
Yes, I know. It was weird. It was weird because like I saw those photos of like the doctors having to like sleep at the hospitals because of they're needed and everything. It's like crazy. Like Cruiser, if you don't mind, if you can't answer this, it's fine. Fine, be it like with work-related stuff or like not to your knowledge. Do you know how many patients are in the hospital with with the virus? To your knowledge, or are you not allowed to answer that?
I do have an answer, but it's an old one. I don't know what it is now, but I think at one point we had maybe 7.
Yeah, that's the last one I heard. I can imagine it's probably increased.
Actually, no. The quarantine section has been lessened. It used to be we'd have the entire 8th floor was under quarantine, and maybe half of 7. Well, that has been reduced to just half of 8 and half of 7.
But you're still not allowed up there. But you're still not allowed up there. I'm imagining.
We are just not in down the hallways where the quarantine sections are. At my hospital, at least for the 8th floor, normally you take the service elevator up, and there would be some sort of cabinet right outside the elevator that you just got to slide the trays onto. But now that's gone, and now you just have to just leave the trays with the nurses. And everything is made out of styrofoam for those people, or disposable, I should say.
I can
like the tray, the silverware,
single-use stuff.
Yeah.
So they can just toss it away and everything.
So we don't have to go back up there.
Are they giving you like masks or gloves or anything like that, or?
Yeah, but that's a visor. That is a total cartoon gag right there. Yes, but this thing does not fit. It is small.
Oh no. Like when I went to I'm sorry, go on.
Like it goes over the face. It does.
Cruiser demonstrates how to wear a mask.
But however, it's these straps here because they kind of pull on the ears a little tight.
Yeah, they do. Does that have a pattern on it? I can't tell.
I look dumb. I look so dumb with this thing.
What? What are those owls? What are those owls?
They kind of look like owls.
Oh my god. That's adorable, man.
It looks like Paisley owl.
It's like that one person at like your doctor's office that has like the scrubs on with like the prints on them.
Yeah. Like I'll never forget. Like when I was a child, I had a dentist who had these masks, but they had like rabbit's teeth on them to kind of for the kitties. And looking back, I'm like, this looks so dumb.
Yeah. Better being safe.
Yeah.
Better to be.
The blue hair.
Then again, better to be safe than dumb. So
But I dare not be stupid.
Yes.
Make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, that was the thing. Like, when I went to Mississippi with Bruce, it was during, like, I keep telling the story. When we left, it was like 30 cases, and when we came back, it was like 500. We were only gone for like 4 or 5 days, and like
That's the thing, though. When someone says it's a case, you need to be a bit specific here. Are you saying that these people are in fact dead?
No, this was recorded.
Yeah.
This was recorded / confirmed cases. Nice blue hair.
Okay, but again, by case, what do you mean? Are you saying that they're dead or just infected?
Infected. I don't know how many. This was like when we were there.
Because that's the thing. When someone says that there's been this many cases of it, you need to specify what the word cases means. This is one of the things that
I think when we got back.
One of the things how.
Like I think,
but one of the things that the media does to kind of make it seem worse than it actually is. You may go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, like. Yeah, when you look at media, I mean, people are going to watch unless it shows the worst stuff there. I mean, like, still, it's kind of like one of those times where we kind of need some like, a break. Like, dude, can we get, like, fucking good news for once?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, there's some good news.
Please.
The fact is that we actually might be coming out of the peak of this thing.
Yeah.
All those people protesting, because as of right now, it is up to the governors of each state to not only reopen their states, but to also set the boundaries for everyone. Now, people who are in the private sector, people who actually run their own stores and shops, they have to make the ground rules themselves for their property. But when it comes to being out in public, they're going to have a set of guidelines and rules, and it's going to vary by each state. So, contact your governor, see what the guidelines are going to be for your state, and just go by those. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying there's not a vaccine yet. How could you do this? The fact of the matter is that we cannot operate like this. I am sorry. I know people would love to say, we should not be doing this unless there's a vaccine. That's not the way the world works.
Well, look,
if this continues any longer, a place like Disney World could get shut down. A place like Walmart could be closed. Those people are big employers. I'm sorry.
Well,
and, people do not work for free.
Well, I agree with you on that. My consent is that, like you said, we just got out of the peak thing. Can we get like a moment to try to like figure out whether or not it's good? I mean, even when I think it was China or Japan, when they got out of their peak thing, they at least waited a little bit before going in there instantly. I mean, like going in, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, they're making up their guidelines of what the rules are going to be. Definitely follow those, and I know a lot of people are worried about a second wave, and yes, I know.
Yes, there are. I mean, some of the other places I think got a second. Which countries did get the second wave?
That much I don't know. I think some countries in Asia, like China and Japan, got the second wave.
Sorry, we're back. The internet went dead on our end.
But the thing is again, you have to maintain your distance when you're doing this. Things have to get back to normal. And I just had it here. What was I about ready to say? It was supposed to be really intelligent sounding.
It's like technically. Superman is powered by the sun. I'm sorry, go on.
So, anyway, you made me lose it again, Evan.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna. Okay. Now remember, you're going to shut up, or else I'm going to forget.
Okay.
Evan, shut up. Anyway, no. Don't be there. Anyway, those are don't.
Cruiser, the more you try and silence me, you're gonna forget it again. Now, just say it.
Okay, so here's the right. No.
Cruiser, come on, man. You're gonna forget if you keep that up.
Okay, those were for fun. Okay. The other reason they're doing this is that is because of the sun. It is believed that the UV rays of the sun is going to help kill this thing. Now I know there's some people are going, the virus does not give 2 bits about the weather. You're right, it doesn't. However, this doesn't mean that heat doesn't kill it. I mean, let's face it, you put anything in the oven, what happens? Yeah. It's kind of like the same method people use when they clean things with hot water. It kills the germs. Heat kills the germs. And that's basically the same thing here. A lot of people right now are actually leaving their groceries outside for 2 hours before they bring them in. Because, again, he can kill it. So that's the other thing with doing this. Is that if you actually can get out and kind of move around with summer coming up, it could actually potentially help kill this thing.
That unfortunately is not much of an option for me.
I'm actually going to put I was kind of skeptical about...
Why is that not an option for you? Why is that not an option?
Go on.
Because I have MS, and the heat is incredibly painful for me because of the MS.
You have a monkey scrotum?
No.
Dude, come on. Dude, come on.
That was a Family Guy joke.
How is that making... Anyway, here's the thing, like, with me. Was more skeptical about, like, that. I'm like, cool, Florida's had a heat wave for the last 4 weeks. Weeks to a point where we were begging for rain. I'm going to put a massive stop and say, yeah, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I'm not an expert, but you know. Hell, we had our first rainstorm this weekend. In like 2 months.
That was nice.
Okay, and how... Now, hold on. You're skeptical of what I just said here. And
He's killing the virus.
Now, hold on. When you say the heat wave, are you talking about strictly just humidity? Because humidity and UV rays from the sun are...
We haven't had any I'm almost gonna say humidity. We haven't had...
You're doing a fine job. You're doing a fine job of that yourself.
We haven't had any humidity. That's the thing. We haven't had much humidity for the last month. That was the problem. Like, we've had UV... We've had temperatures going up in the 90s all day. Like, I've been taking walks in the afternoon. I'm like, God damn it, I gotta start doing this in the morning. Why? Because the temperatures are, like, all in the 90s. Not to mention, Florida was wasn't Florida one of the peak states that was getting this thing?
Yeah. I think it's because it's of a dense population.
Maybe,
because,
like I said,
New York and California and Texas.
Like I said,
breakers.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get it. If I get it, I get it.
That actually kind of furthers it. I mean, spring breakers are at the beach with less clothing, and yet most of them have been getting the virus. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure heat. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert here on this thing. I'm not an expert. I am not an expert. But I don't think heat is going to be like the #1 killer. Like, even I saw that article.
Not by itself.
Again, heat or UV rays, dude.
UV ray. Oh my God. I just said UV rays. I said UV rays.
Like
No.
people getting the tan.
I heard heat.
I said
I mean both.
I said UV rays. You said heat as in UV rays or humidity. I said we haven't had humidity in like a month.
Okay, but anyway, but we're still technically in spring. We are not in summer yet.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of varies there. I mean, hell, when the yellow virus happened, the thing that killed that was winter. So you know.
Yeah, go figure.
It just goes back to again. It just goes back to that phrase. I don't know.
Yes,
It's a valid answer.
So stop being angry.
I'm not being angry. I'm not being angry. I was just giving a counterpoint. That's all. I'm so glad we got rain. I will say I'm glad we finally got rain this weekend. Did you get rain?
Yeah, we got rain.
Yeah,
So did I down here.
Yeah, 1 goddamn month without rain. It was bugging the shit out of me and my stepmom. We're like, please, 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 just one little shower. I had to go out.
The first day of the rain was
like I had to go.
The sun came out immediately.
Like 3 times a week. We had to increase our sprinkler, so our water bill had to go up, and there were times when that happened, I had to go out and start watering the lawn with the hose, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh boy.
We don't have grass.
No.
Florida doesn't have grass, it's just genetically enhanced, like,
We got
fuzz.
We got gravel.
Yeah, we got gravel.
Because grass just like would either like grow super fast or just die immediately.
I will say up front, I got a bike now.
Woo.
So I'm gonna start.
Bikes are cool. I have an e-bike.
Ah, cool. Like, I'm going to start biking. I think, Cruiser, you're biking now, aren't you?
I went back to walking because I lose more weight doing walks than bike.
That's good.
I guess so. I mean, like,
Walks are good.
I kind of like, how far did you bike in terms of miles, or did you?
Let's see, I took 2 laps of this path, so 6 miles altogether.
That's cool.
Yeah, but according to Brawny, the way you have to really exercise on a bicycle is you just basically pedal really fast for as long as you can until your muscles are pretty much done, and then you just kind of coast and keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah, it's you that's what the gear shift's for.
And I was too lazy for that. No, I'm going back to my walking.
Yeah. Except
but here's the thing, my blood sugar, like whenever you go exercising, your blood sugar will drop. That's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But I would go on my bike, I'd do this, and nothing would really happen to my blood sugars. So I never thought I was really losing anything. But I go out and do my walk, I burn off way more energy and they will drop. So I'm guessing the walk is probably the healthier thing to do.
Maybe. I mean, like, everybody has their... Sorry, go on.
I think you can't coast when you walk, unless you have Heelys.
Yeah.
Which are horrible for your ankles.
Oh my god, I got a pair of Heelys, and using them on the sidewalk was a living nightmare. I'm like, how did I do this when I was a kid? Like, I knew how to use them, but like using it on the sidewalk with each little like grout crack, I'm like, oh my god, no.
I used to think those were the coolest thing in the world when I was a little kid.
I used to wear them
Parents bought them for their little brats and drugged them around stores instead of making their kid walk.
That was cool because they weren't allowed at the Disney parks, right? So I see little kids like running around with them, and they're saying, "Hey, you can't wear those. Take them off." And the parents are like, "No, he can't remove the wheel." And I always say this line, like, even though I already knew it, I'm like, I do skateboard videos outside of this. I know what those are. And they're like,
this lady in Walmart.
No, there's more. He's like, well, we don't have the tool. Oh, cool, that's fine. Here, you can borrow mine. Hell, you don't even need it. All you have to do is just literally take the shoe and then pop it out with your thumb.
Like, what a way to be a buzzkill to a kid. Like, and I was guilty of doing that too when I can't remember which one of these games, but when one of the Grand Theft Auto games came out, I was working in the electronics department at Walmart, and of course Christmas came, and people wanted that game. And I would tell parents, "Do you know what's actually in this game?"
Oh, here we go.
And I told them, and a lot of them turned it down, and I'm pretty sure I ruined a lot of kids' Christmases that year.
What game?
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Not for kids.
Which one? I can't remember. It may have been.
Does it matter? Does it matter?
Probably.
It's Grand Theft Auto. What are you? It's Grand Theft Auto.
Maybe if it was the Grand Theft Auto game with the Game Boy Color, they wouldn't mind because it's so pixelated.
Everybody.
Yes, that actually exists.
Like, I mean, with the
Down one maybe.
my thing, you remember that one? I always like to joke around saying, like, okay, there was that one. No parent thinks Grand Theft Auto is controversial until you tell them. Unless you count Grand Theft Auto: The Ballad of Gay Tony, then parents are like, maybe I shouldn't, you know.
The Battle of Gay Tony.
The Ballad of Gay Tony. Do you remember that one? Do you remember the Ballad of Gay Tony?
Oh.
It was a Grand Theft Auto.
Wars.
Like, it was
an expansion for Vice City.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a Vice City expansion called The Ballad of Gay Tony, and apparently, from what I've heard, I'm not confirming this, like, parents were questioning, like saying it was pushing, like, homosexual, and I'm like, no, it's Grand Theft Auto. Why are you thinking, are you giving, they thought they were pushing it on kids, and I'm like, what kid is playing Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, the kids aren't supposed to be playing Grand Theft Auto.
And, yes, I probably ruined a lot of kids' Christmases that year, and
Here.
I'm proud of it.
Hey, I ruined a lot of birthdays by saying they couldn't go get that fast pass for that one ride, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it's just crazy. I mean, like, you look at that stuff. But one thing that I also want to mention here for Disney World, they're actually considering of doing a new process called virtual queues for attractions, which I think might be interesting. Don't know what
virtual queues. What does that entail?
Basically, you go to the ride at a reserved time, kind of like Fast Pass, except for the standby line. I don't know how it works, but they've done it for Rise of the Resistance, and it's been working.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
That.
We'll see
So,
how.
Evan, how do you feel about Netflix not being worth more than Disney?
I don't nearly care. I really don't. Like, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be
isn't
Cruiser. I'm
Netflix
gonna
donating
Cruiser. I'm gonna
money
Cruiser. I'm gonna be
to
fucking
them?
honest right now. I am really not in any good situation or point right now to hear any bad news about Disney at the moment. I mean, come on, man. I was just furloughed. Come on.
I thought you were supposed to be getting pay stuff.
Cruiser, I don't want to talk about that on stream, but then again, I have no time. Do you want to know why? Because it's time for the final five. All right, it's time for the final five, ladies and gentlemen. This is the segment where we leave our final five thoughts on the last 5 minutes of the films on stuff. So I guess since ladies first, and Jablonski's not here, so it's Cruiser's turn. I mean, Annette.
Alright, yeah.
Annette.
Yeah, so,
Annette, say something. Your time begins now.
Okay. So for my final five, I'd like to promote the fact that I'm doing art commissions. I have headshots. I've been taken to doing brush marker stuff, grayscale stuff, colored stuff, and I commissioned an animator to do a new animated intro for me.
It's beautiful.
And I'm going to be releasing that video in the next couple days. And I'm really excited about that because this is what my future Great Idea content will have in front of it. Hope you guys keep a lookout.
All right, just remember to give me that video. I can put it online. Sorry, I horse from it.
Yeah, on Twitter.
I don't know. Salisbury steak. You want some? You want one as well?
I wasn't prepared for any of this because she didn't prepare me.
Yeah, no,
I've
it's
got nothing
just
going
thoughts.
on right
Yeah, it's just
nothing going on right now because my mother passed on the 1st, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of been my
Yeah, I understand
main
that.
thought. She was a 20-year pancreatic survivor, 25-year breast cancer survivor, 15-year liver cancer survivor, and
All the cancers.
and it all just started coming back last year, and she's been fighting it, and she just couldn't do it anymore. Just pain and the medications.
Bro, I'm so sorry.
And she let go on the 1st. It hurts, but she's not hurting anymore, and that's what I'm taking away from it. Is that she's not suffering, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I know Annette was keeping me.
20-year pancreatic survivor. That's unheard of.
I agree. Like Annette was keeping me up to play on that. I'm so sorry. Everything's been going on, man.
Yeah,
Man.
she was a warrior, and I'll miss her, but I'm proud of her for everything.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, Cruiser, you're up next, man. Go.
Yeah.
On that happy note,
I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm happy to be a part.
I'm glad you
the new episode of Hoof Rock is finally out. At least on Shadowside Studios. Come Monday, it will be on my YouTube. This one, you're going to see a different title card, and let's just say the description. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Do a song from Equestria Girls?
Yes, it's the song "I'm on a Yacht."
Yeah.
Gonna let that one play out for a little bit. I have pretty much the next episode written, although I need to rewrite some stuff for a couple of jokes that I want to make. And God, this was definitely a different episode for me because I yelled a lot. I hate the angry reviewers.
Time.
But I made an exception.
Anyway, yeah, it was a big time there. I just didn't even want to edit any further. It was crazy. Okay, so it's my turn. I'm doing stuff here. So I'll just switch that there and go. With Hoof Rock done, I'm going to begin the next phase of Mystery Bonus Theater. We're going to be recording our reaction soon. I just got to start a date for it for the season finale. It's going to be a great time, really is. Hopefully things will get better out there, guys. Just keep holding on. Don't give up the hope. It's going to be fine. I'm going to go home. After this, I'm just going to go sit down, play some Animal Crossing, get some stuff done. I'm not shaving until I get back to work.
There you go.
I need a haircut badly.
Yeah, I'm really liking the beard.
Thanks. I miss my old soul patch. All right. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that would be concluded tonight. Thank you again for joining us for another Nerdy Talk Show. So, yeah. Has your hair always been blue, man?
No.
For this entire show, yes. It's been blue the entire time.
Did you just notice?
It'll probably get changed in about 3 or 4 weeks, because I change it frequently.
Yeah.
Where am I? That's the last thing they're going to hear.